All right then, you guys. Who the absolute deuce is Anna Delvey or Anna Sorokin or whoever she's calling herself these days? And why is she pretty much considered the biggest ever con artist in New York? Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef, the Alternerd, your nerdy alternative, and there's a big hoo-ha at the moment in regards to this Anna Delvey, Anna Sorokin kind of lass that's going on at the moment. There's a new Netflix series that's just come out called Inventing Anna, and yeah, this lass is all over the news at the moment. Now, why would that be? Who the deuce is this person? Well, looking at this particular article that I found, Sky News, looking at this, Inventing Anna. Who is Anna Delvey? Fake German heiress who conned New York's elite. So yeah, exactly the article I need to find here. Who the deuce is she? Because I ain't heard of her before, but apparently she's like the biggest con artist in New York, like ever, or something along those lines. So there's this new Netflix drama going on called Inventing Anna that stars Julia Garner as Anna Delvey or Anna Sorokin. Like, she goes by both names, apparently. Who freaking knew? A young woman who invented a fake socialite persona to scam away to hundreds of thousands of dollars while living the high life in New York. She's currently in prison and is in the US, when I can get my teeth back in, awaiting deportation. All right, so how the deuce does this lass German kind of person, right, all of a sudden kind of shimmy away into the freaking New York elite? Like, how does anyone, like, do that, right? Let alone then scamming away into, like, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like, dude, what the deuce, right? Now, this is the actress that's portraying Anna Delvey, stroke Anna Sorokin, stroke whatever this lass is called here. So, when Anna Sorokin stood trial in New York in spring of 2019, charged with fraud after scamming hotels, banks, and other members of Manhattan's elite out of hundreds of thousands of dollars, she reportedly employed the services of a stylist to ensure that she looked the part. Oh my goodness. So, like, the con didn't just stop, basically, when she got arrested? What the deuce? Like, you know, you got caught out, lass. But yeah, she tried to still look the part of, like, being this heiress and, like, you know, she's all uppity and part of the elite, this, that, and the other. Like, wow. No. What the deuce, lass? So for years, Sorokin had been known as Anna Delvey, a wealthy German heiress with a taste for expensive wine, private jets, and designer clothes. Well, I'd go for 2 out of 3. Private jets and designer clothes for me. I can't drink alcohol, so the expensive wine is pretty much out of the picture there, you guys. Now, apparently, she'd become a social media sensation. And even during a court hearing, an Instagram account documented her outfits, a mix of designer and high street, and always a signature thick framed glasses throughout. Guys, like, seriously, right? She's in court. She's being charged with defrauding people out of hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? The wealthy elite. So as soon as they found out that they were getting scammed, you knew they were going after that lass, right? And in court, there's someone that created an Instagram account documenting what she was wearing. What kind of freaking world are we living in, you guys? That is freaking nuts with a capital N. I'll tell you that right now. The article continues. Oh my goodness. I think it's going to get more shocking than this. I think we've just scratched the surface in regards to this bizarre story. So, despite facing conviction, the glamorous Manhattan socialite character that she had invented for herself seemingly never faded. Prosecutors say Sorokin stole from others while pretending she had a fortune of 60 million euros, which is about 51 million pounds still a heck of a lot of money, right? I wouldn't say no to that. Wheedling her way into the upper echelons, however you pronounce it. Pronunciation's never my best friend, guys. Through multiple acts of swindling in 2016 and 2017, funding a life she should never have been able to afford. So this lass, right? She was able to get away with this for the better part of a year or two? What? Like, you'd think, like, the wealthy elite would be more guarded when it comes to, like, letting people into their circle, right? But no! Random German lass can just waltz on in and be like, yeah, I got 60 million euro pound kind of little fortune going on. I'm one of you guys. And they're like, come on in. What? Yeah, okay. I have thoughts. Wow. So this is the real Anna Sorokin that we can see right here, looking her badass, glamorous self. That no doubt that Instagram account, proper like catalogued and everything. Wow. Although to be fair, in all honesty, right? Okay, she don't look glamorous. I mean, look at her, right? Just there in this picture. She don't look glamorous to me. She just looks like she's got, like, some kind of random black dress or black two-piece cord kind of situation going on with, like, a little bit of a tie at the front. I'll say this. I mean, in my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, that outfit's doing nothing for her figure right now. Like, absolutely nothing. Like, if she's supposed to be, she had this intention of going to court and being like, I'm gonna like exude this glamorosity kind of situation. I don't think this outfit is it. I really, really don't. Now, she was sentenced between 4 to 12 years in prison with time served following her arrest in 2017 that was taken into account. And she was released on good behaviour in February 2021, so basically a year ago now. However, she was detained once again by immigration officers a couple of months later, and now in her early 30s, she's currently awaiting deportation back to Germany. So, in other words, guys, she served the time, and now America's like, you can bugger off now. We're kicking you out. Bye-bye. There's the door on the way out. Shut it on the way out. Bye, Felicia. We don't know you anymore. You're gone. Sayonara, right? Whoo. They wasted no time in starting the deportation process on this lass. To be fair, I'm not surprised. Defrauding the wealthy elite over hundreds of thousands of pounds. Yeah. They're gonna be like, you think you served your time? Bye-bye. So, there's a new Netflix series. This is where all this new interest has come about, where I've actually started to hear about this lass. Starring Ozark, I think that's how you pronounce it, star and Emmy winner Julia Garner in the titular, or the title role, that dramatizes a story. And just as a quick side note, apparently Ozark is supposed to be like a freaking awesome series on Netflix. Andy from Popcorn Planet is raving about it all the time to me. I need to get on that and binge watch it and just see what the deuce that's all about. But I digress. Based on a New York Magazine journalist 2018 investigation into Sorokin, the series is all apparently completely true and promises that the trailer promises, except for the parts that are totally made up. Huh? Hang on, let me reread that. The series is all completely true, the trailer promises, except for the parts that are totally made up. Is that like a double entendre, as in it's completely true, but it's actually based on a lot of BS because this Anna lass was completely BS? That is possibly what it's meaning by that. If so, I think that tagline is trying to be more clever for its own good. Too clever for its own good. But anyway, Connie New York's elite. So, This last, Sorokin, was born in Russia, moved to Germany with her family as a teenager, and after finishing school, she spent time in London and Paris before introducing New York to Miss Anna Delvey in 2013. Oh my goodness, so it actually wasn't even like 1 or 2 years. This was longer. Like 4 or 5 years. Wow, what a long con. Her father, she claimed, was a diplomat or an oil baron. Well, he's even diplomat or an oil baron. Although, to be fair, they're all corrupt, so there you go. And she was the heir to his fortune. In reality, oh, no way. He's a former trucker who runs a heating and cooling business, according to New York Magazine. Oh, my goodness. So the truth was so much further away from her fiction. Wow. She conned her way into the city's best parties and high-end hotels, promising funds were on their way and using generous cash tips to convince staff she was good for it. Like, just to get into the elite, right, I can imagine it's like nigh on like a Tom Cruise Mission Impossible kind of situation, right? So, never mind this Anna Delvey, Anna Sorokin lass, like, being in that circle. Like, how the frick did she literally break into that circle in the first place? Like, how? I'm still, that's like the question that's running through my head. Like, all this time right now. That's what's ringing in my head. Now, Sorokin, she used forged bank statements to seek a loan of £16 million from a bank to fund a private arts club she wanted to open in Manhattan, prosecutors said. Oh, so she didn't just, like, con the wealthy elite. She actually conned, like, a financial establishment. Oh, that, no. Oh, my goodness. I bet that financial establishment now has completely rewritten their underwriting kind of process and their fraudulent processes as well after this. Wow. I would not want to be the dude that underwrote and basically gave her that loan. Oof, not good. Oh, apparently, though, the loan was denied. Okay. Well, maybe that dude assessed it was good after all. While this was denied, she did persuade one bank to give her a loan of £74,000. Oh, well, the dude at that bank that underwrote the application and approved it, the loan of £74,000, I definitely don't want to be that dude then. Wow. And used about £22,000 of this to cover overdue bills at the fashionable 11 Howard Hotel where she was living. 11 Howard Hotel? Like, what the deuce? Like, I need to Google that. 11 Howard Hotel. Like, how much a night? How much a night is this 11 Howard Hotel situation? Booking.com. All right, let's have a look at you. So, let's say, right, she went proper, like, bougie, right? And she went for, let's say, the Grand Suite. Oh, I've got to put in the check-in date. All right, let's do a random check-in date of that. So, let's say one night. There we go. So, Grand Suite. Oh, check availability. Got check availability, apparently. Here we go. Dude. Come on. Queen room. Howard King. Howard Senior King. Deluxe King room. Wow. Well, let's put it this way. £440 upwards. Corner studio with a king bed. Oh my goodness. So in dollars, what would that be? So pounds to dollars for that highest room there. Nearly $600 a night. For that particular room anyway. Wow. I think I got better things to do with $600 than pay for a very expensive hotel room. That's for sure. Going back to this then. So, it should say the very fashionable and very hella expensive and bougie, in my opinion, 11 Howard Hotel. The fraudster also deposited bad checks amounting to 11 grand in an account with Signature Bank, managing to withdraw 6 grand in cash before they bounced, and used fake wire transfer receipts to trick victims. In all, prosecutors accused her of stealing over £200,000, including a 26 grand bill that she failed to pay for a plane chartered to and from a shareholders meeting for Berkshire Hathaway, a multinational conglomerate in Omaha, Nebraska. What? What is she doing with, like, shareholders and everything? What the deuce? She was eventually arrested in 2017 with not a cent to her name as far as we can determine, prosecutor Catherine McCall said at the time. At the end of a trial, Sorokin was found guilty by a jury of 4 counts of grand larceny and 4 counts of theft of services. Like, how could they not find her guilty at this point? Like, dude. Jurors acquitted her, though, of 2 counts. Now, this is interesting, including an allegation that she promised a friend an all-expenses paid trip to Morocco and then left her with a $45,000 bill. She was also found not guilty of one of the most serious charges in the indictment, which was attempting to steal more than 730 grand from City National Bank. Now, the friend situation, okay, that's going to be pretty difficult to prove, I suppose. But this part, like attempting to steal more than 730 grand from City National Bank, I mean, let's put it this way, right? If you know, you know. When you apply for a loan, you've got to provide a heck of a lot of documentation and evidence to prove that you can pay back this loan, right? So if she's applying for this loan of 730k, I can tell you now, from someone from the financial industry myself, they will go up your backside and out again a few times before they're going to give you that loan. They are going to ask for everything, including like your inseam measurement and your bra size, everything, right? So if she didn't have a cent to her name, and she was never an heiress and all this malarkey, then for her to be applying for this 730 grand loan, she would, in my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, be providing false documentation to prove that she could pay back this loan. So, for me, how did they find her not guilty on that? Do you see where I'm coming from? She was found not guilty on that, so we crack on. Judge Diane Kiesel, hopefully I pronounced that right, said the defendant had been blinded by the glitter and glamour of New York City. For me, I don't think she was blinded. I just think it was just pure greed. And turned down a request by her lawyers to sentence her only to the time she had already spent in jail awaiting trial. Snaps for the judge on doing that one. She also ordered Sorokin to pay nearly 150 grand in restitution and a 17 grand fine. Wow. I'm stunned by the depth of the defendant's deception, Kiesel said. Me too. How the hell did she actually break into the elite circle? You know what I mean? And also referenced the scammers online following. I know she's a trendsetter and an influencer, so I think the message should be to the defendant and many of her fans out there that this has consequences. Todd Spodek, Sorokin's defense attorney, told the court Sorokin had been buying time and always intended to settle her debts, portraying her as an ambitious entrepreneur rather than a criminal. But this characterization was rejected by prosecutors. That's one way of putting it. Yeah, a very, very ambitious entrepreneur. Yeah, a very polite way of saying, yeah, this lass is like the biggest con artist in New York City, like, ever, right? Wow. What a way of putting it, an ambitious entrepreneur. That's what, like, every con man's going to be saying now. No, I'm not a criminal. I'm just an ambitious entrepreneur. Wow, what a way with words. Now, what has Sorokin said about inventing Anna? Well, created and produced by Shonda Rhimes. The series is inspired by the 2018 New York Magazine article, How Anna Delvey Tricked New York's Party People by Jessica Presler. Sorokin wrote an essay for the news site Insider ahead of its release, saying she had paid a restitution highlighting a report saying she had used money paid to her by the streaming platform to do so. Do I really believe her after all that? Hell no, but okay. We'll find out in the future if the courts go after her for that amount of money. However, she said she will not be watching the series. She says, even if I were to pull some strings and make it happen, nothing about seeing a fictionalized version of myself in this criminal, insane asylum setting sounds appealing to me. For a long while, I was hoping that by the time Inventing Anna came out, I would have moved on with my life. I imagined for the show to be a conclusion of sorts, summing up and closing of a long chapter that had come to an end. Nearly 4 years in the making and hours of phone conversations and visits later, the show is based on my story and told from a journalist's perspective. And while I'm curious to see how they interpreted all the research and materials provided, I can't help but feel like an afterthought. Well, lass, you're either saying that you're hoping that this series is like the end of your chapter of this particular life, like the end of this whole situation for you, or you think you're being treated as an afterthought. Don't you want to be treated as an afterthought anyway? Because you're saying that you want this series to be like the end of this particular chapter in your life so you can move on. The dude does not make sense. Oh my freaking goodness. Oh my, wow. That is, do you know what, right? That could be literally like a story out of like a fiction book. Yeah, that literally is like a book of fiction, right? But this actually happened. What the actual deuce? It's the most insane con artist story I have ever freaking heard in my like 36 years of life. Wow. Anyways, what do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you haven't done so already, do subscribe to join our Alter Nerd tribe. Like, share, comment, all that good stuff. Do help us get on our way to reach 10,000 Alter Nerd tribe members. And until the next time, you guys, laters.